All right. Now, the second story I wanted to bring up. Oh boy, I could have done a whole big time video on this one, couldn't I? And that, of course, is the new inductees for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame for 2025. There's some good news here and some, well, I'll let you guys decide. Inductees will include, and here's some good news, folks, Bad Company, Bout Freaking Time. Way, way, way overdue. All right. And if they had been inducted a year or two earlier, how much better would have Paul Rogers' Midnight Rose have done? Do you see how important making this list is? Do you wonder why? Well, we'll talk about these folks. There's a certain ilk of folks that have usurped the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame with its full permission, by the way, and have used the power of the term rock and freaking roll to bankroll their accounts. They're inside the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. The nominating committee is made up of a lot of hip hop and rap editors of hip hop and rap magazines and online magazines, I guess, and everything. All right, put there on purpose by Jan Winter, and I'm not going to get into my usual Jan Winter tirade. I want to get in through this story. But and the new Rock and Roll Hall of Fame chairman of the board, John Sykes, was put there right there by Jan Winter. Jan Winter, bad guy. Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, evil entity. Okay, just in case nobody's picking up on my bottom line. Now, if your opinion's different, please put it in the chat. I'll be getting to the chat a little bit later on. And then this whole stream will become a lot more interactive. All right. Now, Bad Company, of course. Next, Black Crowes. Well deserved. And even not too late in their career. You know, they didn't even get started, until, well into the 90s by the time they were, well, known by everything. And they're deserving. I'm glad to see the Black Crowes in there. They're kind of like the modern extension of the Stones when I hear them. That kind of, they certainly are in that genre. So I'm a sucker for their sound. Joe Cocker, long overdue. All right. Joe Cocker, freaking, magnificent, legendary figure of rock and roll. And Billy Idol, damn right. I think Billy Idol deserves to be in there. All right. And it's a good, representation of that new 80s, early 80s sound, especially for him. Now, I'm not saying that's all he's done in his whole career, but that was him at his apex. And just for him at his apex it's like the Police had an apex of 5 years, 6 maybe? And, Billy Idol, although he didn't end his career, he had his apex time also. And man, he was everywhere on the radio. And I always liked him. I dug him. I have one album by him. Cyndi Lauper. Okay, now the cracks are starting to show. All right, badly. Cyndi Lauper. She's a pop star. All right. But she did have kind of a rock and roll attitude, a rock and roll kind of presentation, more so than the next clown we're going to be talking about. But she's a pop star at best. I wasn't, it's not like the worst nomination that the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has ever come up with. But this next one, Mariah Carey. Okay. All right. I've hated Mariah Carey since she first showed up on the screen. My wife loves her voice. My daughter loves her voice. But if I'm in the truck and I'm listening to a more pop oriented station, because that's what it takes to get her stuff to be played. Hint, pop artist, right? At best. At best. No rock and roll attitude about her whatsoever. She didn't tour with rock bands. She made her bed. She laid in it. She's hip hop, with slight rap kind of, I don't even know. She makes horrible Christmas albums. I thought we dodged this bullet last year. And here she is again. And here is Cindy. Boy, they're just not going to let us forget it. You will accept. Now, here's the thing. I do have to say this field that I'm seeing so far is better than even last year, which was better than the year before. But don't you guys be fooled about this, all right? They're making amends, all right? First of all, they want you to forget about Jan Winter. They've distanced themselves, but they haven't. They haven't done that. They are play distancing themselves from him, taking him off the board, off the board, and leaving his chairman of the board in, and they doing that were also the people who were put in play to begin with by Jan Winter. So if you think that they're, trying to start a healing process here by acknowledging more bands, because I can tell you, I would take off some of even these other new nominees or older nominees. To tell you the truth, there's other bands that are more deserving that have not gotten in. But I am ecstatic that Bad Company, that's the one. I mean, the Black Rose, yes. Joe Cocker, yes. Billy Idol, all well deserving. I think you guys may not agree, but Bad Company. Paul Rogers is Kimberly's favorite singer in rock and roll. Yeah. That is the one guy. She hears him. She doesn't even have to know the Bad Company cut, because she doesn't listen to every album and stuff. But any time she hears his voice, she goes, that man can sing. He has got a sexy ass voice, right? And yes, she's absolutely correct. And Kimberly and I have disagreements. She doesn't like Rod Stewart, I do. But on Paul Rogers, damn, I just saw a very high quality video on YouTube of Paul Rogers with Free doing All Right Now. Thoroughly live, raw. God dang it. That band was awesome. And of course, you have Simon Kirke and Paul Rogers on stage, which is half of Bad Company. As a matter of fact, when Bad Company became Bad Company, they just inculcated the Free songs, certainly All Right Now. But I think even early on, they did a couple of Free songs, I mean, it was, they're bound by blood. Half of Free is half of Bad Company, and it's the same damn half for both bands. So wonderful, wonderful nomination there. I'm not so sure about the rest. I want to hear from you folks. All right. And if you're watching this later, you didn't catch this live, I want to hear from all of you who, type it in. You don't catch it live. Just do a comment. All right. I trip over my tongue all the time here. Like I said, what is this? Number 6, my sixth stream. Okay. So don't expect miracles, folks, but I will get better.